When we are going through the intense pain of grief, it can feel almost impossible to navigate sometimes. And so let's walk together and I'll share with you a way that you can actually address that intense and prolonged pain. Hey friend, welcome back to Grief Questions Answered. I'm Eric, and it's my goal with these videos to share everything that I've learned about how to survive, find support in the loneliness of grief, and how to intentionally get back up and live beyond the loss of a loved one. If this grief tip doesn't help you today, I am confident it can and will help you at some point in the future, so be sure to watch this video and save it to watch later on. So this question for today comes from Donna, who asked me, why do I have this prolonged pain that I can't shake? And it's such a good question, Donna, because there are so many aspects of this grief journey that aren't easy. But one of the ones that really takes a long time to sort through is the lingering pain, right? We just feel like we've got no way to deal with it. And it's like a throbbing internal emotional pain that just wears us out. And so I remember back when my daughter Zoe died, it's been 10 years now, and I just remember feeling the same thing with that pain, that intense pain. And as I was navigating that pain, I had all these recurring thoughts that were constantly nagging at me. Did I do enough for her? Is she okay now? What kind of dad lets his daughter die? I mean, just you name it. And it honestly prolonged the pain, but it was still the grief and the aspect of grief and missing her and the loss itself that really just stuck with me for a very long time. And I remember probably about 6 or 8 months in, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine. And they asked a very thoughtful, open-ended question about my grief and how I was doing. And it was something that kind of just became so clear that talking about it really made a difference for me. I'm talking about the stuff that was difficult, the stuff that I've been thinking about over and over again. And here's why that's important. Because when we talk about our grief, when we feel like we are able to have a conversation with someone who understands what we're going through, who is willing to be an active listener, not try to fix it, not try to change what we're feeling or how we're feeling, but somebody who's really listening. When we talk about our grief, we actually process a lot more of it. And it can really help you when you're trying to figure out this prolonged sense of pain that you're feeling. The more that I talked about my pain, Donna, the more that pain dissipated. Because I wasn't just letting those thoughts swirl around in my head. I was actively processing it by talking about it. And I know for a lot of people who are struggling with grief, a lot of comments that I see on these videos are, I don't have anybody to talk to, or everybody in my family has disappeared and my friends are gone, and all those really horrible aspects of this process and this journey that nobody deserves. And so here's a couple of ways that you can address that. First, get yourself connected to an online support group. You're in a group like this that with people who get it, who are going through it, who are, in a sense, virtual companions, but they are people, okay? The other aspect of this is to find some local meetup groups that allow you to connect with others in a group setting, whether that be at your church, if you're connected to your faith, other local community meetups, things like that. Because again, it's that shared sense of connection that really helps people. And there's a level of psychological safety there too. As the same with an online group, okay? A big difference when you have that psychological safety and that connection, and that there's a shared future potentially together with somebody else who can walk with you on the journey. And the final piece, and I know I've said this quite a bit on other videos, but it is finding a resource in your community, whether that be a coach or a counselor or a therapist or a social worker, somebody who you can connect with one-on-one if that's what is going to help you. But talking through your grief will dissipate the majority of that deep, deep pain. So Donna, I really hope this helps some. I get it, it's not easy, but the more that you talk about your pain, the more that pain will start to dissipate, because you'll start to process your grief actively. Okay, as always, I hope this helps. Do you have a question about grief that I can answer for you? Let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't done so yet, click that subscribe button, as this is one of the best ways to get notified of new videos just like this and to show support for the channel. As always, guys, hope this video helps, and we'll see you in next week's video.